It's us!
How does social media affect the perception of people today compared to the perception of previous generations? Plasticity of biological systems refers to the ability of living organisms to change their state in response to anything and applying the most appropriate and adaptive response, thus making humans more sensitive to any changes in their environment. For instance, the discovery of technology greatly affects the means and ways people live. It also had a great impact on the way people use it and how they see through it. In this research, we will look into different perspectives and see how social media, a product of technology that facilitates social interaction between a large group of people through network, affects the way people perceive things, particularly in having a relationship. As we all know, perspective in courtship and relationship in the past is entirely different from what it is today. We will compare the experiences and outlook of different generations, starting from the baby boomers to Gen Z, through an interview and survey. This research will serve as a source of knowledge and wisdom to the readers and future researchers to open a new way of understanding the effects of technology and social media.
This research will not just give us the knowledge on how social media affects our daily lives, but it will also give our readers, future researchers, a deeper understanding on how social media creates a big impact and influence people's judgment and opinions. Moreover, this research will also discuss how social media affects personal interconnection and shape people's mind as to what modern courtship and relationship has to be. The Filipino culture of courtship had drastically changed over the decades. In the past, the practice of courtship among the youth was very traditional. The courting process was usually initiated by young males serenading young females through singing love song, which act is known to be harana. Reciting poems and writing love letters are also some of the common courtship practices that were used to woo a lady before. The Filipino maiden, on the other hand, is expected to deliberately show uninterested attitude towards her suitor, no matter how much she likes him. This is because females are made to believe that men will value them more if it takes a lot of effort to earn their love.
People used to date or talk using their phones and they called each other textmates or callmates. And if they decided to meet for the first time, before it was called eyeball. Over the years, societal traditions surrounding love and courtship had greatly been influenced by social media. The practice of courtship has now evolved to become more relaxed and informal. With modern technology taking up space in the lives of people, face-to-face interactions are being compromised by texts, online chats, and FaceTime. Thus, courtship is done in an instant and convenient way. This led people to disregard the most fundamental human relationship. Many people are now using social media apps or sites like Tinder, Grindr, and Bumble. They also use Messenger, Telegram, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and the like because for a substantial minority of teens, social media offers a space to publicly express affection and support to their partner. In fact, according to a study, 50% of all teens use Facebook or another social media site to show interest by adding or following friends, and 47% of all teens have shown attraction by liking or commenting.
Dating rules. Baby boomers are those born in the years 1946 to 1964. According to Agoncillo, during this generation, people would settle at a younger age with the belief that time is of the essence. Gen X are those born from the middle of the 60s until the early 80s. This is the generation that was primarily exposed to advances in technology. Millennials are those born between late 80s and early 2000s. Here, dating rules typically do not apply and certain terms that are alien to the previous generations are introduced, such as ghosting. Also, with this generation, couples are open to spontaneity and with advances in technology are able to constantly stay in touch with one another. Courting strategies. Dating options for people born in the past generations were limited to frequented public places such as parks, compared to today where a wide variety of places are available. Essentially, according to Kitson, social media has impacted how relationships are started, sustained, and ended. The methodology that the researchers will use to manifest the significance of social media in reshaping the society's outlook on relationships are personal interview. We will conduct an exclusive interview with the elderly and ask necessary questions like how traditional courtship or relationships happened in the past and all the other related questions that are worthy of attention. On the other hand, online survey will also be used in this research to gather information on how the modern courtship or relationship works. This method is ideal since it is more reliable and simpler to use as a means to generalize the thoughts and perception of young people. All the data, results, and information that will be accumulated will be analyzed and expounded into discussion areas supported by the facts and the review of the related literature.